Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the daily reading for Saturday, February 20th, 2021. And today's a day that's ruled by the heart chakra and guided by free will. And as it is a heart chakra day, we can utilize that rainbow meditation to really tap into the energies of today. So bring that rainbow light down through the crown, down through the chakra system, exude it out all of the layers of the aura, and connect to the universal heart energy. And so that's a beautiful way to utilize and connect with these energies today and the entire heart of the planet and the heart of the cosmos, which is really beautiful. And today is all about beauty, as the galactic signature is the yellow electric star energy. The yellow star tribe is all about beautification, elegance, and art. And so it's this understanding that everything is art, everything is creation. We are creative beings. And so we're being guided to create today, to really utilize our life as a canvas. And what do we want to paint upon that canvas today? How can we make our lives more beautiful? How can we enrich the lives of others and make them more beautiful? How can we be dynamically creative today? Understanding that that creative force is the force of what we are. It's what inspires us. It's what activates us. And so really tapping into that and playing with that energy today and understanding and making everything a work of art. Every connection that we make, knowing and appreciating the art in those connections. Every task that we undertake, seeing the art in that, expressing the art in that, really activating that knowledge within us that everything that we say, everything that we think, everything that we do is art. And I really like this quote. It says, "May we develop our awareness of the countless beautiful things in everyday life. For every phase of beauty contributes to the expansion of spiritual upliftment and understanding." And with this electric tone today, which is all about activating, bonding, and service, we're being also invited to be of service to others today and to make that an art. The art of service and the different ways that we can connect with people and be of assistance to them, understanding that when I am serving you, I am serving me, and vice versa. And there's a really beautiful quote in the electric tone as well. It says, "The greatest acts of service are in recognition that those we help are in no way separate from ourselves. That in some way we are merely one aspect of creation assisting another aspect of creation. In active service to life, the path of Dharma fills our days with meaningful work, which may or may not ever have rewards outside of the tasks themselves. May we rise to meet the blessing of participating in this great work, the endless work of love." And so really embracing that today, holding that in our hearts. I really loved that quote about one aspect of creation assisting another aspect of creation. And with this art, with this yellow star energy today, we do that in the most creative way possible, right? Really, really just tapping into that energy today. Whatever way, whatever and however and wherever we can. And the affirmation for today is, "I activate in order to beautify, bonding art. I seal the store of elegance with the electric tone of service. I am guided by free will." The astrology today is very exciting, you guys. We have Mercury stationing direct tonight. And so at least in the northern hemisphere. And so tonight, it is still moving retrograde right now, but it's slowing down because that stationing direct, what that means when a planet stations is it appears to stop moving in the sky. And so this is when the energy is at its most intense and can be felt the most deeply. So we're really feeling that Mercury energy today, that Aquarian energy, very much that inspired, forward thinking, forward moving energy. And so we can use that in our creative pursuits today as we paint this canvas of our lives. And with Mercury slowing down and stationing direct this evening, it's bringing a sense of closure to some of the perspective shifts that we've undergone during this Mercury retrograde. And so we're really, I think, tapping into that energy today, especially where it's stationing right next to Jupiter and Saturn. It's 3 degrees away from both Jupiter and Saturn. And so we're really feeling that energy, especially when it comes to our beliefs, our ideals, our faith, the structure of our lives, the lessons that we've learned, right? All the things that Jupiter and Saturn represent. And so our responsibilities. And everything that we've learned, the different ways that we've come to see these aspects of our lives, and the different ideas that we've had for how to shift and change what's not working are really coming into focus today. So that's going to be impacting us very heavily, I believe. We still have the Venus square Mars energy, but Mars is making some beautiful connections today. He is still in that sextile to Neptune, which is really sparking that creativity. And he's also trining Pluto. And so this is a beautiful energy because it really helps us to step into our empowerment. It's a very encouraging energy. It's an energy that really helps with our confidence. So we're feeling creative, we're feeling passionate, we're feeling confident today. And this is really going to help to facilitate this process of creation as we utilize this yellow star energy and work to exude elegance and art in all of our endeavors today. We're being highly supported in doing that. And let's see. Yes, the moon. Oh, the moon. The moon is in Gemini, and the moon is making a lot of beautiful aspects today. It's trining Mercury. It's trining Jupiter, which would mean it's probably in a loose trine to Saturn. It doesn't say that on here, but definitely Mercury and Jupiter here. And it is conjunct the North Node today. And so we are really forward thinking. I'm also feeling this with the aspects it's making to Mercury and Jupiter. This energy is really helping us to emotionally integrate everything that we've learned and the different shifts and understandings and realizations that we may have had during Mercury retrograde. So a beautiful, beautiful integration on that level. And in the sign of Gemini, that's a mind sign, right? That's an air sign like Aquarius. And so that is helping to facilitate this process of integration. I think it's helping us to also emotionally categorize things and understand them, and just really, I'm seeing it like a library where all of the different files are being put into place, and we're going to really be able to tap into that and utilize that. And with this moon conjunct the North Node, we're really feeling emotionally driven to move forward, to move towards the energies that are inviting us where our evolution is taking us today. We do have a square to Neptune, and so there could be a little bit of that desire for escapism. Things there, that's sort of like adding this layer of mystery. There's a lot of clarity in the air, but there's also this layer of mystery. Of course, this is the final day as Mercury is stationing, and tomorrow Mercury will begin moving direct. And so it's sort of like adding that little, I feel like Neptune's coming in to add, or I guess Neptune's not really going anywhere. Neptune stays where Neptune stays for a while. The moon is the one coming. But this conversation is really just giving us that little extra piece of mystery there. So if things aren't feeling 100% clear today, don't worry about that. It's just because, it's probably because of that. So know that clarity is coming. It's just possibly a little bit delayed there, but that really we can utilize that to really sink into our intuitive energy today. And just have fun with that, play with that. But understand and realize where it is that we may still be being overly idealistic, where it is that we may still be a little bit out of touch with reality. That's an energy that can sort of facilitate that. But like, is that really a bad thing? I guess it depends on your reality, right? So yeah, I think I feel like there's something else I wanted to say about the astrology. Oh, we got that Sun sextile Uranus energy, so that's fun. That's, a lot of energies, just a lot of energies supporting our expansion, but also asking us to really go deep and to really, to think about where it is, how far it is that we've come, the things that we've learned, and how we can implement those. There's that energy where we are being asked to do that. We are being called to do that, of course, because we always want to use these energies in the most constructive way, and that's how they want to be used. All right, they're here to benefit us, to aid us. All right, we're going to try the Black Moon astrology cards today. Clear. What guidance do we have? It's been a little while since we pulled these babies out. For the 20th. All right, first card out is Mercury Mind. Yes, so that mercurial energy that we've been talking about, very important today. And something really fun that I learned from a friend of mine about Mercury retrograde that I hadn't quite put together for myself was that we talk a lot about how it's moving us from our logic into our intuition. But that's not necessarily true for everybody. It depends on how your mind typically works. If you are typically somebody who is more who operates from the more emotional feminine side of your brain, then in Mercury retrograde, you start operating from the masculine side, the more logical side, and vice versa. And so it's unique to every single person. No matter who we are, it is flip-flopping the way that our brain processes information and the way that we then, of course, communicate. But it's going to be different depending. So I thought that that was really interesting and really fascinating. But this mind energy, very heavy today, us really sinking into that. Tell us some more about the Mercury energy. We have the 10th house, the world. All right. So this is like the eyes on the prize energy here. We're really, there's a lot of mind energy, and this is that forward momentum, right? This is that forward movement that we were also talking about with the North Node, with the moon conjunct the North Node, where the 10th house is, it's our reputation. It is the way that we're seen, the mark we leave on the world. It is very much about our purpose and our destiny. And so I really like that it seems like our focus is on that today. We're really thinking about that. We're really being inspired around that. Perhaps we have ideas coming in or communications coming in regarding the ways that we can proceed and progress as far as our life path, our career path, our dharma goes, all of that. And then we have the Capricorn I use energy. Yeah, so highly ambitious energy today, you guys. That Capricorn energy. Capricorn is all about ambition. Capricorn rules the 10th house, right? And so we see this energy really coming in strongly, where people are being guided. And with that Pluto trine Mars energy, and that Mars sextile Neptune energy, we are feeling very inspired. We're feeling very, very confident. We're feeling as though we have what it takes, and we have the ideas and the inspiration to move toward what it is that we are desiring to create in the larger scheme of our life. Oh my God, yeah. With the Leo I Will card. So this is the card of fame. This is the card of fortune. This is the card of creative expression, right? Leo rules the 5th house, which is all about creativity and pleasure. So really, us stepping into the spotlight, that is what this energy really, it screams that. Right? So us really getting comfortable stepping into the spotlight today, getting understanding. For some of us, it may be in the ways of communication. We may be doing this in a communication sense, in some sense where we're utilizing our mind, we're utilizing our wisdom and sharing that with the world. But it's very much like a center stage kind of energy that is coming through. So that is gorgeous. And then we have the 11th house friends coming out. And so there may be a lot of networking with the moon in Gemini, which is a very sociable energy. This is a great time to network. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't look up the moon phases, but I think that we are in that first quarter phase of the moon, or right around that time, which is really all about the networking, gaining the support and the resources, attracting the support and the resources for what it is that we're trying to create. And so this is really powerful energy towards doing that right now, that is supporting us. So pay attention to the connections around you. Pay attention to the people in your reality. How can you collaborate with them? How can they assist you in your journey at this time? What is it? How can we help each other, right? We're going back to that service aspect of today. How can we benefit each other? How can we help each other to succeed? How can we champion each other? Be each other's cheerleaders. I really love that energy. So beautiful connections coming in today. And then we've got the Virgo I Analyze. That's more mind energy. We got the solar eclipse, Revolution. And then we have the Neptune card and the Grand Trine. All right. And so a lot of this energy coming through as far as the ways that we're using our minds. I think a lot of people with this Mercury retrograde had some sort of breakthrough when it came to understanding the way that your mind works and the ways that you can capitalize on that. And so it's very much that idea of creating a plan, right? Especially with this Capricorn energy too, creating a plan to move forward. But this revolution in the ways that our minds work and the ways that our minds and this analytical quality of our minds, where we're gaining some sort of empowerment over our mental processes. It's that energy that we talk about a lot, of that energy of allowing our mind to be our servant and not our master. And so really working on that energy today. There's a revolution around that. And yeah, that is bringing in a lot of blessings, but there may be some sacrifices that are needed in order to achieve everything that we're wanting to achieve. So it's also very much about learning how to prioritize. Virgo and Capricorn, both earth signs, are very, very good at that, at creating the plan, creating the structure, right? Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and we have Virgo ruled by Mercury. So once again, the structure of the mind, and then structuring our outward reality to support our goals as we move forward. Yeah. With the Aries I Am card on the bottom of the deck, which is all about us stepping into our empowerment and really moving forward fearlessly and boldly in the direction of our dreams. Any final cards here? We have the water element coming out. We have the Pluto card, and that one dropped out in an interesting way. And then we have the South Node. All right. So this is also an emotional transformation that's taking place for people. An emotional transformation. And for some people, this may be around the energy of Sacrifice, where it's sort of like understanding where those Sacrifices need to be made, and where we're perhaps making too many, and really finding the balance of that energy, and really understanding and prioritizing what's important. But there's this big energy of us transforming, not only on a mental level, but on a emotional level as well, and really beginning to utilize and tap into our intuition and our emotions. Yeah, with this Neptune paired with the water energy, that's a highly psychic energy coming through. So some of these blessings for people may be in terms of learning how to quiet the mind enough to get the psychic imprints and impressions that are trying to come through, really connecting to our psychic abilities, especially with this is like with the Pluto is also all about spiritual, POWER, right? And so really amplifying our psychic abilities and our gifts right now, stepping into those, that may be one of these blessings. As we learn to tame the mind a little bit more, then all of a sudden there's this profound energy that comes through, and our psychic senses are activated and really lead us forward, and there's a huge transformation where that's concerned. And let's get a little more on this South Node energy. This is the past energy. I feel like transforming the past too. Some people are really transforming the past. And some of these mental blocks may have had to do with issues from the past, and so we're working through that energy. We have Saturn return age. All right. Okay, yep, that wanted to come out. And then we have 6th house routine with the Taurus card I have almost popping out there, but not quite. And so this is us really looking at and getting serious about how it is that we can become more productive, right? The 6th house is ruled by Virgo. It's all about our routine. It's all about our productivity. It's all about our physical health. All of those different aspects. And the Saturn return card is all about growing up, maturing. And so really maturing in the way that we organize our lives, in the way that we structure our lives and our routines, and creating a routine that's beneficial to us, really releasing a lot of those past energies of those different ways of doing things, all of those habits that were getting in the way of our success. We're really learning how to overcome those and how to become much more productive, but in a way that is still facilitates our own well-being. Like we've been learning how to balance that, right? How to balance that self-care piece and factor that in and understand that's another thing, a wisdom that comes with age, is that self-care is very important. If we don't take care of our body, we have nowhere to live. Right? If we don't care for and facilitate, there's another quote that I'll throw out there, which is, if you don't make time for your wellness, you will be forced to make time for your illness. And so we understand that too as we grow up. So it's a lot of these different things, but it's releasing all of these old, outdated habits and patterns that were blocking us from our success. And then with the Love Venus card on the bottom of the deck with the 8th house endings and beginnings and the Partners card under that. We also, and then the 5th house creativity, which is also about dating with the fire element. There's shifts for people in their love lives as well, I believe. Letting go of some of these past habits and behaviors, I think, is part of what this endings and beginnings is about. For some people, it's letting go of partners, releasing partners who are no longer resonating with you, partners that you've learned everything that you were meant to learn from each other, at least at this time, and grown enough together, and now it's time to grow apart. So that's one thing for some people. For other people, it's also just these habits that were blocking you from love and partnership. And really just learning and understanding and maturing around that and creating new healthy patterns and habits and ways of interacting when it comes to all relationships. Also with Venus, this is money, especially with that Taurus card that wanted to pop out. So money as well, around your finances, around your love life, around your just everything. A lot of energy of us like really coming into our own today is the energy coming forward, which is really, really beautiful and super exciting. All right, I love you guys. I appreciate you very, very much. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, like, share, subscribes, comments, all of that stuff helps the channel to continue to grow and these messages to get out to more people. And of course, I love reading your comments and knowing how you guys are doing and just connecting with your energy in that way. I appreciate you all so much. There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to do so. There is also my email down below with a description of the different services that I offer if you want to set something up with me. My social media is down below as well. I just joined TikTok, so that is on there. I'm having a lot of fun with that, putting out little mini 60-second readings and little blurbs on whatever pops into my head. So that is actually, I resisted it for a long time, but it's showing to be super fun. So that is down below. Cosmic Cassia. I know there's someone on here who will appreciate that. Thank you for that inspiration. And yeah, my Instagram, I'm going to start doing some more stuff on there. Just branching out onto other platforms as well. Just to keep things well-rounded and so that there's always ways that you guys can connect with me if you need to. Because we just, in this day and age, we never know what's going to happen and how things are going to shift. So definitely my website is down below as well. There's lots of different ways to contact me besides on here. So my sister channel, Intuitive Insights, is also down below. If for any reason there's a time where I can't post videos, I will be posting them on there. And I don't know, we'll go from there. We're not giving anything too much energy. We are really just looking forward, looking at the positives, looking at all of the beauty. But we are, you know, it's that Saturn return card, that mature energy, that wisdom is we always prepare for everything, right? So there are lots of different ways that you guys can connect with me, and I hope to see you on some of those other platforms and clear our sister channel as well. I love you. I appreciate you. I will talk to you soon.